God sent you a message, but he also kept you around because you have something left to do.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
If there's nothing left for you to do, then why would he give you
That's
this
it.
opportunity?
That's it. That's it.
And so it's kind of our job to figure out what that to do is. I always used to joke all the time, and I would say, man, God gives you only what he knows you can handle. And then the joke to it is, I wish he didn't trust me so much because this is kind of much.
The two do is simple, David. The two do is impact everybody's life as much as you can on a positive note, man. That's it. That's the to do, man.
That's
and that's my mission. So before we start, I wanted to say to everybody that when somebody influence you, but they don't even know they do. And this is where today I want to take it live. That's the reason why I came here to say thank you to David. I met David. I remember it was a veteran little thing that you were doing back in Coral Gables, and we met because of New World, yes, because of New World. And then I've been watching you since, man, and I'm like, this guy is doing everything that I want to do. And I'm gonna tell you, David, I wrote my first book because of you. You actually came out with your book, and I came out with mine as well. And you made me understood the power of coaching. Something that, when you first started in real estate, you try, you drop, you try, you drop, and you never stick with it. And then now finally, man, 4 years into coaching, and then my entire life changed, my entire business changed. And now I'm coaching people as well. So it's an amazing thing. So I want to say thank you to you. My entire family want to say thank you to you, man.
I really appreciate that message. That Carl, it means the world to me. You have no idea. You're right. We do what we do with very little expectation of a return. Yep. And when you hear it, it's mind blowing. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. Thank you. I want to ask you something. Because now you're coaching and now you're changing lives. Yeah. Do you subscribe to the fact, and I do, so I'll give you the heads up, like I subscribe to this. The more I coach, the more I learn.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the truth is you go, what? I don't know if that happens to you. You start coaching someone and then they tells you one thing in the first 5 minutes and the entire coaching session just changed. And then you're like, where do I go from there? And right. So definitely, man. To me, if you're not open to learning, you cannot coach anybody.
It's true. It's true. It's so I just spent I just went to Vegas and Arizona. And when I was in Vegas, I was the teacher because I was on stage. But when I was in Arizona, I was the student because I was attending a mastermind where I had the notebook and the pen, And I consistently tell people, like, education and learning should never ever stop. And just because you consider yourself to be the coach or the educator or the influencer doesn't mean that you stop learning, because the minute that you do, you become irrelevant.
What else can you teach if you're teaching the same thing every day?
Yes, I agree. Yeah. I agree. And there are people who subscribe to like one method and that's all they do for their entire time. And eventually it just, it gets old and you're chasing new people that never heard about your stuff before. Right?
Yeah, and then at the end I'll get bored before my time. So
right.
I have to grow.
Yeah, I would lose my mind, man. I'm right there with you. So tell me, you told me a really great story, and I'm hoping that you're willing to share it live. But you had a very, very strong influence on somebody, and you had a very strong opportunity to understand that influence. Can you share that?
Yes, for sure. So we do have a very big Haitian community following me. And then out of the blue, I said, you know what, I'll pick 5 people for me to coach. And then those 5 just jump on it. And this kid just came from Haiti. You know how things are right now. And he's trying to work. He's doing everything. So I coached him once and gave him all my clues. This is what you listen to. This is what you do, and everything. And then now yesterday was our second coaching tour. And then he was like, Carl, I want to tell you something that I want to say thank you to. And I'm like, but we're just getting started. And he was like, no, I have anger issues. And most likely towards my wife. And I'm like, and that's one thing that I'm going to tell you, David, I condemn this. Like, so at that moment, I'm in my head, like, am I going to fire this kid? That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Right.
And he said to me, I had a problem with her. This was the problem. And I found myself saying to her, okay, it's okay. We are going to get through it, instead of me getting angry. And it's because of you. And Carl, that's the first time I've ever done that. And I was like, whoa. And at that moment, you realize, David, that this is bigger than yourself.
The crazy part is you told me the story before and I got goosebumps, and now I just got goosebumps again. Like, you know what I mean? It's a story that can't get old. And
let me tell you, I picked up the phone and I called my wife, I called my business partner, and I'm like, this is what just happened. And they were like, this is why you do what you do. Keep doing it.
Yeah, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Listen, it's interesting to think about this because you changed that young man's life. Yeah. Right. Like he's going to be
family's life. You know how things could have turned out.
Well, you changed that young man's life, and you changed his opportunity on relationships, not only with his wife, but for the people around him. Yeah. And for that, he's going to become a better husband, a better father, a better friend, right? A better sibling, better brother, you know? But more than that, let's get even deeper. How did you change her life?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like whether she knows it or not, she's getting a changed man.
Yes.
Because of an opportunity. Yes, because of an opportunity that he took voluntarily, right? To coach with you. And then you did such a great job at delivery that he took it and ran with it. He did it. He did the work, which is so important, you know? And for him, the work is not over. He's got to keep going. He's got to create a habit out of that, right?
That's it.
You know?
Coaching doesn't work if you're not willing to work.
Yep. And they're the lives of people there that you influence. So a part of my coaching is to, you know, we mandate that our coaching clients find 3 people to be grateful for on a daily basis and let them know.
Yes.
Throughout that day. So there are 3 people that a message needs to go out saying, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know I'm grateful to you for X, right? And there are a couple of reasons why we do that. First of all, there's the self-gratitude, like the ability to be grateful for a lot of people is difficult, you know, because it doesn't come natural. Like, I don't believe that the majority of people wake up in the morning and go, thank God for life. And the birds are singing and the sun is up. And you know what I mean? Like, but if you can train your brain to wake up in the morning, put your feet on the ground and go, thank you for waking me up today. Like, you know what I mean? Because it could not have happened.
No,
right?
It's true. Like, it is true. You know, one thing is like, I do it a little different to show them something. When I start my coaching, the very first thing I tell them, because my coach actually taught me that, tell me about your wins this week. What are the great things that happen? David, you'd be surprised. A lot of them just can't tell you. They don't
consider every win.
But they're so trained to be on the negative end that nothing to them is ever a win.
Right.
And now you're retraining their mind to say, hey, if you actually did one more push-up, that's a win. It's okay to celebrate that. And yes, it's very important, man.
Admiral McRaven, I don't know if you know who he is, Navy Admiral.
Yes.
You know who he is. Very famous for giving the make your bed speech, right?
Yeah, make your
bed. That's what that was based on. It was based on, you know, if you made your bed in the morning, that's your first accomplishment and win of the day, right? Like you could celebrate that. You started the day with a win. You know what I mean? And I don't people, but you know what? People are not trained to do it. You know, we talk about it all the time. We say the brain is a defense mechanism. The brain's main job is to defend the body emotionally and physically, right?
Never started that way.
Yeah. So if you think about that, the brain consistently tells you, no, don't do that. You might get hurt, right? No, don't touch that. You might be hot. No, don't do that. Don't talk to that person because they might hurt you.
Yeah.
And the brain's job is to say, we don't want to be hurt, right? So don't make that cold call because, you know, they're going to hurt your feelings, or don't speak to that girl on the other side of the bar because she doesn't want you, or don't, you know what I mean? That the brain is automatically designed to defend you from pain. And then many of us who come from, you know, I always say this, many of us who come from ethnicity, but and maybe you can help me out, but Latinos are famous for it, right? When we're kids, our mom's favorite word is no.
The same here.
Right, okay, so there it is. No, don't touch that. No, get down from there. No. Yep. And I always joke, and that's why there's no famous Puerto Rican stunt, you know, skier. You know what I mean?
That's true. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. Right. No, don't do that. Yeah, it's true.
And so as you grow up, not only is your brain designed to defend, but your mom raised you in a fashion in which you need to also defend yourself. So you've 10x'd your brain's ability to defend you. And now it takes time for you to train your mind to understand the wins of the day, the good things. And so my wife and I actually started doing something maybe this will help you or your clients too, but we started actually logging our wins for the day at the end of the day.